Hello and welcome back to another edition of the Middle Creek Sports Block. Join us today as we watch the the undefeated Middle Creek Mustangs take on the Green Hope Falcons.
Yeah, we got Middle Creek tonight coming in undefeated, 9-0. Going to play Green Hope, and the Mustangs are coming out on the field right now.
And they're coming off a big win last week playing Fuquay, which is one of the most hyped games of the season, after beating them 17-14, making that game going to overtime.
Yeah, that was a real good game. It was tied going in overtime. Middle Creek got the field goal to win the game. And
2 field goals missed by Fuquay.
Yeah, that was rough by them. But you said over 4,000 came to the game last week at Fuquay, which is crazy to think about. That's so many people.
They brought in bleachers from like everywhere.
Yeah, I can tell you, I was there, and it was standing room only wherever you went, and it was crazy to be there.
And I think the matchup tonight that we're going to be looking for is Bryce Dixon going up against Jonathan Spencer. That's going to be a very dangerous matchup. Bryce Dixon is the lead receiver for the Green Hope Falcons, and Jonathan Spencer is the lead receiver for the Middle Creek Mustangs, also playing corner. So it's going to be a good matchup seeing these two go up against each other.
Yeah, I think if Jonathan can get in his head on defense maybe, then that'll hype Jonathan up a little bit more. Maybe give him some of that extra spark on the kick returns, punt returns, wide receiving. I think we'll look for him to have a real good game.
And the coaching matchup we have now is pretty good too. The Green Hope Falcons have Quan Dixon, and he's an experienced. He's been with them for a while, experienced coach. And Middle Creek is Randy Ragland, and he just knows his team inside and out. And this is his second season with the Mustangs.
And Middle Creek has looked very impressive so far this season. 9-0. They played great football so far this year, and they're going to look to get another win and pile on for the playoffs.
Yeah, and I mean, they're ranked 13th in the state, so can't ask much better than that.
And ranked 4th in the 4A power rankings, and also number 1 in the SWAC conference after beating Fuquay last week.
Yep, if they can get either tonight's game for a win or next week's game, they'll be the SWAC champs.
And speaking of tonight's game, it's supposed to be a really nice night for football. It's staying around 61 to 50 degrees. So there should be no weather-related injuries. So
yeah, it's a beautiful night for football.
Yeah.
Middle Creek's gonna start. They're gonna start with the ball after winning the coin toss. They're gonna receive. Green Hope will receive it in the second half. I talked to a lot of players earlier today, and they're really hyped up for this game since it's homecoming. And it's gonna be good for them to get a win tonight.
Looks like our student section down there, the Creek Crazies, getting ready to cheer us on tonight. They're looking really hyped down there.
It also feels good to be back. Sports Block hasn't done a home broadcast in nearly 2 months.
I think it was week 2 or week 3.
Week 2 was the last one.
Middle Creek hasn't had a lot of home games this season. I think we have 5 total in the last 2 of 3, but it feels good to be back.
I really wish we could have broadcasted that Fuquay game.
Oh, yeah. That would have been great. Looks like we're getting ready for the kickoff here. Green Hope's going to be kicking it off to open the game.
Green Hope has a very good quarterback. Birkinshaw having over 1,500 yards passing this year. And as Middle Creek gets the ball first, Jonathan Spencer's cutting upfield, and he gets tackled right at the 25-yard line.
Yep, so the Mustangs will start off at the 25-yard line. We're going to have Dominic Schaffner under center tonight, number 10 for the Mustangs at quarterback.
Decent field position so far to start this. They're going to want to win the field position battle if they want to win this game. And Green Hope's defense is coming in this game having 18.5 sacks on the season.
Wow, that's impressive.
As a team. So it's going to be a good matchup as Dominic Schaffner looks. He gets a screen, breaks a tackle,
Yeah, good little gain, 4 or 5 yards.
Dre Jones with the catch and the run. Gaining about 2 yards there. 6 yards, correction. Trip set. 3 receivers on the right side. They're going to hand it off to Jones. As Jones gets up the middle, he's going to get stopped for, look, they get about a 1 yard gain here.
Good job on the Green Hope defense. The thing that's really going to help Green Hope out this game is really just making sure their defense stays consistent. Because looking at the stats, Green Hope has nearly twice as many points against. So as long as they remain consistent, their points for are relatively similar. But if Green Hope can hold out, it should be a great game.
Schaffner is going to play action fake, and he's going to
Looking
go down
deep.
the field, but he overthrows his receiver.
He was wide open,
Ashton
too.
Mitchell going down the seam, and bad pass by Schaffner. Those are ones that you're going to want back, but you don't want to make those mistakes. You want to keep in and key in on those receivers. As they're going to go 3 and out here to start the game, and the Green Hope Falcons are going to get the ball. Number 18 is going to be on the return. As the punt is up, and it's going to take a good Middle Creek bounce here. As they're going to get it at about the 22. We're going to look to see what this Middle Creek defense has, as they average 2.5 sacks a game coming into this. And their defense has been looking pretty good over the last couple of weeks, getting these key wins, and they're key to these wins that they're having.
Yeah, last week at Fuquay, the defense was stellar, holding Fuquay to only 14 points a game. I know they've been averaging about 14 points over the whole season allowed, which is spectacular for a high school defense.
Yeah, and altogether they only have 128 points against.
Yeah, it's certainly been a key contribution to this undefeated Mill Creek team.
Bergeshaw hands the ball off as that run is stopped. As that's George Maya in on the tackle. The tackle for no gain. Benjamin Watson is lined up in the
Wide open man up the middle for Green Hope, breaks the tackle. Tackled at the 40-yard line. That's a pretty good gain. That'll be another first down.
That's the premier receiver right there, Bryce Dixon, in on the catch. And he gets the Green Hope Falcons their first down to start the game.
Yeah, it looks like he just shook his man on the coverage across midfield, and it was a nice big target for the quarterback there.
We're going to go in a shotgun formation here. It's going to be a bunch formation.
A lot of movement back there in the Green Hope backfield.
Trip set. It's going to be a bunch formation as they go to the left side, and number 29 is going to cut up field, and he gets about a 4-yard gain there.
Yeah, it was a good run on first down, get some yardage, then make it easier on you later on in the set.
2nd and 7. Dixon and Watson, the two premier receivers on the left side this time. So they're playing zone coverage. Since we're going to get the early jump, 29 gets it again, as he's only going to get another 3-yard gain here. It's going to be about a 3rd and 3. As the Middle Creek defense is going to look to get off the field here.
Yeah, it appeared as though Middle Creek had stopped him, but it's a good second effort there, and he got up another 2 or 3 yards.
There are a lot of key players on this defense here. John Singleton is one of the premier players on this defense, along with Jonathan Spitzer, who has 4 NITs on the year, 3 of them being returned back for touchdowns. As the Middle Creek gets off the line, and they're going to get him to move out the pocket, and Brickenshaw's going to run. He's going to get the first down, but he's going to slide as he gets the first down. The pocket collapsed in there, and Brickenshaw was good on his feet by using his legs to keep the drive alive.
Yeah, it was smart awareness. Instead of throwing it away, risking the interception, he just kept it and raced around to the edge for a first down.
on Green Hope line. Dixon over on Jonathan Spencer's side. It's going to be a premier matchup tonight. Dixon has a big of a height advantage here as they're going to go screen pass here. As he cuts upfield and gets about a 5-yard gain. A little bit of a mix-up on the Middle Creek defense there. They're going to set up shop in Middle Creek territory now, going towards the Middle Creek 40. It's going to be 2nd and 5. As they go up the middle, and he gets stopped right there at the line.
Big stop.
No gain, as that's Singleton in there on the tackle, and Weinberg.
I think that's something Mustangs are really going to have to improve on, and really, like, it's a key to the game tonight, keeping that middle run set.
He was able to get a yard there. It's 3rd and 4. Creek is going to blitz, and they're going to get a sack and a fumble as it's picked up, but he's going backwards as they get about a 5-yard loss there. That's Brickenshaw. Middle Creek getting pressure on the quarterback there, forcing a fumble, but luckily it was picked up by Green Hope. And Green Hope wasn't able to pick it up and get forward progress there.
Yeah, Green Hope got really lucky there. The sack coming in from the quarterback's blind side, and he just coughed up the ball. Luckily, his running back was still out there.
Great defensive presence there. As Jonathan Spencer's in on the turn, nearly a block punt there. It's going to be a little short. This is going to take a bit of a Middle Creek bounce. It's going to bounce forward up to about the 28-yard line. DC field position again. Schaffner is going to come back out on the field. Going to look to redeem himself after the first possession with that overthrown pass to Ashley Mitchell to cap off 3 and out on their first possession.
Looks like they're going to line up in a 4-receiver set.
Quads formation here. Schaffner's going to hand it off to Dre Jones, and he dodges the tackler, and he cuts upfield, and he gets about an extra 2 yards, gaining about 7 there. It's going to be about 2nd and 3.
Yeah, that was a good shake in the backfield, avoid that loss of yards, and then cut back upfield.
As Schaffner hands it off again, fakes the screen. Dre Jones gets up the field for another first down. As Middle Creek gets their first down tonight, they're going to move the chains.
Yeah, some good power running there, keeping the feet moving, breaking through the tackles.
They're going to begin play again. Schaffner's going to look to go downfield here. A little bit of zone play, man coverage. As Schaffner gets up the field, and he cuts across the 50-yard line and gets another first down. 11-yard gain there for Schaffner, taking his first run of the night. As now they're in Green Hope territory at about the 44-yard line. Going to be a trip set, going to be a bunch formation. Matt Schmidt, Jonathan Spencer, and Riley Fredrickson all on one side, and the other side going to be Derek Young. As Green Hope is confused on what to do as Dre Jones cuts upfield, gets an extra block, he gets another first down. As Middle Creek is looking to move the chains here.
Yeah, they're rolling right now.
They're going to run the same formation. They're going to fake it to Dre Jones, and Spencer gets it. He cuts down the sidelines and gets about a 6-yard gain there. Schaffner gets his first completion of the night, going 1 for 2 so far. Spencer getting his first reception of the night. As there's a flag on the play, it's going to be holding on the offense, and they're going to move back to the 37-yard line. As those yards are going to be taken back, it's going to be 2nd and about 15. Looking for the play call. Shotgun formation, trip set on the left side this time. Spencer by himself. He's looking to cut inside. And Schaffner has the present awareness. Gets about 2 yards on that. 91 is in there on the tackle. They get about 2 yards on the game. 2nd and 13.
Yeah, the Mustangs, I think, need a big gain here to take a chunk out before 3rd down, because it'd be unfortunate if the drive that's been so good stalled right here.
Double set.
Another flag.
False start on the offense. It's just going to be another 5 yards. It's going to move them back to the 40-yard line now. Now being 2nd and 19 as they're going back. Penalties have hurt them in the past, but they've been able to overcome that. As Dre Jones cuts up field, he's gained some of that penalty yardage back. It's going to be 3rd. It's going to be 3rd and 13 now. Little Creek's going to look to throw the ball here if they want to get any more yardage. And they are in field goal range, so they could possibly get a field goal here to go up early. Waiting on the play call, and now they got it.
They line up 3 on the right, 1 on the left.
Schaffner's going to drop back. He's going to look. He can't find anybody, so he's got to get out of the pocket. He's trying to make a play, and he gets upfield for some yardage as he fumbles the ball. And it's going to look to be Green Hope ball.
Green Hope's going to fall in it.
And Green Hope recovers the fumble. Bad offensive possession. That's not one way you want to end an offensive possession with a fumble.
No, it started off so promising. The Mustangs were getting a 1st down every couple plays, and then some unfortunate penalties there led to that needing a lot of yards on 3rd down and just too much to ask for Dominic Schaffner there.
Yeah, the little penalties will really add up quick.
Now we're going to see if the defense can hold off Green Hope after getting that dangerous sack last drive. As Brickenshaw's going to get out of the pocket, he's going to look. He finds his receiver as he gets hit as soon as the ball is caught. That's Daniel Jackson in on the tackle. It's going to be about a 7-yard gain there. It's going to be 2nd and 3. We're on a 4-receiver set now. A 5-receiver set. We got 4 on the left. Give me 1 on the right, including the feature premier receiver, Bryce Dixon, as he cuts upfield. And Brigginshaw can't find anybody, and he's just going to run out of bounds.
A little bit of a loss of yards there, I think.
Going to lose about 2 there. Should be 3rd and 5.
Seemed like Dixon was open in the middle of the field there for Green Hope, but I guess he just didn't see him. Mustangs are playing zone defense there on a 4-receiver set. Just unfortunate piece for Green Hope.
We're going to run the same set here. It's going to be a 3rd and 6, and they're going to get past the O-line, and that's going to be stopped short. It's going to be an incomplete pass, and Middle Creek does a great job of stopping them on their last drive.
Quick 3 and out for the Falcons. And that'll bring in the punt unit.
The Falcons seem that they just can't get out of the blocks right now with the Middle Creek defense bringing in pressure on the defensive line. As Jonathan Spencer's back to return. And the punt is up. It's going to look to be a good punt.
Huge. Great punt.
Jonathan Spencer is going to have to let it bounce. And it's going to be down, then they're going to be in bad shape here, the offense is. They're going to have a long way to go.
I just want to take a second to acknowledge that phenomenal punt.
Yeah, I think that was close to 60 yards. That's as good as you're going to get.
And a huge hang time, too.
Mm-hmm. Perfect spiral. Certainly props to that punter.
Now Schaffner is going to knock the cough of the ball this drive as he caught it up last drive. He looks. He has his receiver. That's going to be Romeo getting the catch, and he gets a 1st down. He gets extra yardage. They're just going to try to hang on the ball.
That was a great look there.
I'm going to let her know that I'm going to be entered to look for me after halftime. Yeah. I'm going to do that right now.
That's its first catch of it. It's going to be his first catch of the night here. Hicks, only receiver on the right side. Dre Jones going to line up left side. Left side of Dominic Schaffner. They're going to let they hand it off here. As they hand it off to Dre Jones, he gets upfield. He breaks another tackle as he tries to fight for extra yardage, and he's going to get about forward progress. He's going to get about an extra yard here.
Yeah, good gain of 7 there on first down.
Going to look to be about 2nd and 2. As they're going to sub in. Jones is going to come out. Frog is going to come in. Hicks lined up on the right side with himself. Going to be man coverage here. They have Hicks in a one-on-one man situation. Frog gets upfield and gets the first down. Looks like he's got enough.
Yep, I think he's got about a yard ahead of the first down there.
And they're going to look to get him the first down. This is going to be a quad set. Jones in the backfield. Frog's going to get it again as there look to be a bad play here as he dodges tackles. But he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Luckily, no loss of yards on the play.
Yeah, it was some shifty work there by him. Just barely getting back to the line. I think he might have got a yard there.
As Frog is going to sub out. Now Ashton Mitchell is going to move to running back. As he's been doing that lately, playing receiver and playing running back at times when needed. Quad set. He's going to go out for a screen. He's going to cut upfield. He loses the ball again. As Middle Creek has the second fumble in 2 straight possessions. Turnovers is not what's going to win this game.
No, definitely not. It's just the unforced errors, the penalties on the last drive, the fumble, and then here another fumble. It's not the way you want to start the game out in the first quarter.
They got to do a lot better of hanging on to the ball.
Yeah, especially on second down. Just trying to get yards at that point.
Well, let's see if the defense can keep him and hang in there for him. As 29 cuts upfield, he gets about a 5-yard gain. He's going to drive backwards a little bit, but they're going to give him forward progress. Maybe about 2nd and 5. As this is the best field position that the Green Hill Falcons have started with all night so far. Looking to score on this possession in Middle Creek territory on their 40-yard line. As you see, the premier receiver, Bryce Dixon, hasn't gotten as many touches as we thought he would on every possession. And they're going to look to take a timeout here. The Falcons take a timeout.
We're going to go to break here on the Sports Block. We'll be right back.
He one block,
Oh!
and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another 2. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
Welcome back.
As the Green Hill Falcons have switched sides, and now we start the second quarter. As the first quarter just came to an end. As Jamonte Richards is going to sub out. Green Hope got a couple yards there. Going to be about 3rd and 3. Bryce Dixon in there. 3 receiver set, trip set. Brickenshaw's going to hand it off to 29, and he's going to look to have enough for the first down.
Yeah, should be good by about a yard or two.
Give it to him. Yep, and they're going to move the chains. It's going to be first down for the Green Hope Falcons. As now they are on the 34-yard line in Middle Creek territory. Green Hope hasn't looked to throw the ball very much. They've been handing the ball off a lot as they get a play action fake here. As they get past the line, Brickenshaw's going to have to run for it, but he gets the pass completed as he cuts back across field and loses yards. Now he picks him back up, and he gets to about the 25-yard line, getting about 9 yards off of that after losing about 4.
Yeah, if he turned around and just went upfield, he might have had enough for a first down, but that huge cutback, I think, just didn't do the job he wanted it to.
As the Middle Creek defensive line is looking to get pressure in there. George Meyer getting past the O-line there on the left side. They're looking to get pressure. They're just not able to get to Brickenshaw as he's able to get the ball out, rolling out of the pocket. Now they're going to bring the blitz again as they run the screen. And he gets stopped right there.
Good hold on second down.
Yeah, he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 3rd and short, or 3rd and 1. Gain of a yard. Trip set. Brickenshaw's going to hand it off, and they're going to get the run. He's going to get upfield as Daniel Jackson's going to look to stop him, but after he gets the first down. It's going to be another first down as they're in red zone territory now.
And this is the first time either team's been in the red zone, I think. And Green Hope's going to be looking to get it in the end zone.
They had the advantage on the left side. Looking to go to Bryce Dixon here inside the red zone. Trip set again. Brickenshaw's going to hand it off to 29. He's stuffed right at the line. That's Xavier Powell in on the stuff.
Good inside presence there by the Middle Creek defensive line, stopping that run.
As they're going to switch sides here, as Jonathan Spencer and Isaiah Herring going to switch sides. Spencer up on Bryce Dixon, who hasn't touched the ball very much. He's got 1 catch so far tonight for 10 yards. As he's going to look to Dixon. He looks to his side. He's testing him, and they're going to call a throw. They're going to throw a flag. As this is going to look to be a pass interference call, and they're going to get an automatic first down here. As Jonathan Spencer looked to be looking at falling.
Yeah, it looked like he stumbled over his own feet there and then fell into the receiver.
And looks like this call is going to hold up as he trips, and it's going to be a pass interference on the defense, or number 1, Jonathan Spencer. But I don't think that was a very good call by the refs, as he looked to have stumbled and tripped him up also inside the end zone. And they're going to move inside the 15-yard line. It's going to be a first down now. 1st and 5. It's going to be inside the 15, 1st and goal. Brickenshaw. They're going to be a holdage of play as they're going to confirm the call again. And they're going to restart play. This is Brickenshaw in the shotgun as they've been in all night. It's going to be a bunch set on both sides. Brickenshaw takes a snap. He's going to look inside the red zone. He's looking for Benjamin Watson. And they're going to look to get to him as he's still getting out of the pocket. And he gets it out of his hands. Great presence by Brickenshaw as Powell and Maya in on the chase down.
Yeah, it was a good decision to throw it away there. If he'd been the sack, that would have been a 7 or 8 yard loss.
It's going to be 3rd and goal. Got 8:44 left to go in the second quarter.
4 yards for the first down.
We got Tank and Daniel Jackson in the back. Spencer on Dixon. He looks inside. It's going to get picked off by Daniel Jackson. He's going to look to go. He keeps it going. There's going to be a flag inside. It's picked off by Daniel Jackson, but it's going to look to come back. There is a flag, and it's going to look to come back. It's going to be pass interference on the defense. Or no, they're calling blocking the back on the return. So it's going to bring it back. They're going to start inside their own 10-yard line, or inside the 20. A great presence by Daniel Jackson to step in front of the receiver and pick it off.
Man, that was a good heads-up play there.
As they're going to look to back this up really far. They're going to be on their own end zone line at about the 2-yard line.
I know it was an interception, but never mind.
So illegal block in the back. And Middle Creek is going to start inside their own 10-yard line. They hand it off to Dre Jones. He's able to get about a 4-yard gain there. It's going to be about 2nd and 6. And Middle Creek has coughed it up twice in their last 2 possessions in the first quarter, and this will be their first possession of the second. As they hand it off to Dre Jones again, and he's looked to get stuffed inside the 15-yard line. He's only going to get about a 1-yard gain there. As they're looking to feed the ball to Dre Jones, as they're going to incorporate the running game, as Middle Creek has been known to be a pass team a lot. But they're going to incorporate the running game tonight.
Yeah, I think if the other team's defense is preparing for one half of the game, then do the other half, throw them off guard.
The Mustangs are going to take a timeout. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Sports Block. As it's now 3rd and 5. Dominique's looking. He's going to hit the Young, and they're going to get a first down as he gets down the sidelines. There's going to be an unnecessary roughness penalty on Greenhope as number 29 came in on a late hit. So it's going to be an extra 5 adding on to that big first down game.
Yeah, that was a pass the Mustangs really needed on 3rd down. Moving the chains, getting that first down.
Extra 15. They're going to move in decent field position right now. They're going to go almost to about their own 40-yard lines. They're on their own 39. As we still have no score with 7.5 minutes to go in the second period. Schaffner's setting up shop at his own 39-yard line. There's pressure coming out the edge as Dre Jones gets extra yardage. Wow. And he's taking people with him. And he gets about a 9-yard gain, taking 3 Greenhope Falcons with him.
That was an impressive run there. I
talked to Dre Jones a lot. He's a very tough running back. he's very hard. He's very tough to take down. And as we just saw, he's very tough. Middle Creek looking to score, getting into territory as Dominic Schaffner throws one downfield to Derek Young, and he gets it into the end zone, as that's going to be a Middle Creek touchdown. Schaffner, first touchdown pass of the night. Derek Young. Middle Creek getting on the board first.
Yeah, Derek Young got right by those two Green Hope defenders, and once that happened, it was an easy basket catch from Dominic Schaffner. Beautiful pass, beautiful touchdown.
Schaffner putting it where it's supposed to be. As Middle Creek scores first. After struggling on their last two possessions, having 2 turnovers, they finally come up with a touchdown here on a long bomb from Dominic Schaffner, connecting up with Derek Young. But that Shea with the field goal, and next point, it's up, it's good. Man, good job with the Mustangs on the board first. Green Hope's pass defense looked to be getting torched right there as Derek Young gets by those 2 defenders. So after starting from nearly their own 10-yard line, they get about a 93-yard drive down the field after with a 15-yard penalty personal foul, helping them get to about their own 39.
Yeah, I think once the Middle Creek Mustangs offense solved those penalty and turnover problems, it was only a matter of time before we had a score.
Middle Creek is also known for starting out a little bit slow on offense, and they happen to heat up in about a second quarter and throughout the rest of the game. Once they get going, it's hard to stop them. Callahan and Watson is going to be back deep. Shea is going to get ready to kick this off. He can get it from their own 40. And the kick is up, and it's going to go deep here. Deep kick. They're going to take it from his own 10-yard line. He's going to get upfield. He's going to try to cut back. He gets upfield, and he's going to get to about his own 30-yard line. As the Falcons getting deep position. Correction, 25-yard line. As they're going to set up shop. 1st and 10. 6:43 to go before halftime. Shea with a deep kick there. And a decent return by Watson. As Brickenshaw is going to try to get his offense going here after having that interception on the last possession. We're going to see if the Middle Creek defense is able to come up with another one. As man coverage being played on the outside, it's going to be handoff to number 7. He breaks out of a tackle. He's stopped. He goes backwards as he stopped right at the line trying to get the ball out. He's going to get about a 1-yard gain there. Number 7 going backwards, shaking a couple people, breaking some tackles, but only gets them gaining 1 yard there.
Garner's currently leading West Johnson High School 7-0.
It's going to be about 2nd and 8. Fuqua and Panther Creek tied up there, 7-7. That's Brigham. He's going to drop back. They're going to get past the block. They're going to get there. He's going to look. And he tries to find his receiver, but he drops it. Goes right through his hands. As the Green Hope Falcons offensive line not looking too well to stop this Middle Creek defensive line as they're getting through very easily and bringing up and rushing the quarterback.
Yeah, it's definitely been a hard night for Blankenship so far. Lots of pressure being applied by that Middle Creek D-line.
Making some tough decisions here. And another main part of this offense, Bryce Dixon, who is the premier receiver for this team, hasn't been able to get into this contest. As Brickenshaw, he's gonna look upfield. He's gonna find his receiver, gets a first down, gets out of bounds as he runs out of bounds.
Yeah, it's number 22 on the reception.
1st and 10. I'll take it from their own 37. Green Hope trying to move the chains here. Down 7. Jonathan Spencer lined up on number 22, just caught that pass. Number 7, he's going to cut back across field, but he doesn't get any yards as he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. This Middle Creek rush defense is one of the top defenses in the state as against the run.
Yeah, they're definitely showing that now. Only a half yard, 1 yard gain on that play. Really got in the backfield quickly and disrupted that run play.
As Josh Drake is in on the right side, is going to be on the left side playing end. After being running back at the start of the season, he's made a switch over to the defensive side of the ball. There's Brickenshaw. They're going to look to blitz. They're going to bring the blitz here. They're going to get past the line. Brickenshaw's going to have to make a quick decision. He gets the reception as 22 gets upfield for about an extra 10 yards. As that's going to shocking. There's no flag. And there was no whistle blown. And luckily there was no flag for unnecessary roughness on the Middle Creek defense there. Oh, then there is a flag. As that's going to move Green Hope up in the Middle Creek territory, about an extra 15 yards. And Coach Ragland, looking at the ref, is very upset about that call, wondering why was that called, as there was no whistle blown. As now they're on the Middle Creek 28-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10. Setting up shop. Brickenshaw's going to run a screenplay as that's number 2. He's going to get upfield. He gets a first down. He's a little bit short of a first down. Going to get about 8 yards there. It's going to be 2nd and 2. Nearly inside the red zone now as they're on their Middle Creek 20-yard line. As that big penalty earlier just helped the Green Hope Falcons get into Middle Creek territory for the second time tonight, as there's a lot of space between the safety and Bryce Dixon as they're going to run another screen. He gets upfield again. He gets the first down. And now it's going to be 1st and goal as they set up inside the 15-yard line on their own. They're going to be on Middle Creek's 13-yard line. Substitution.
Okay, that was Tavon Holland on the tackle there.
As they're quickly subbing out. And Middle Creek's going to have to call another timeout as they tried to get a late sub off the field. And we're going to go to break. We'll be right back with the Sports Block.
And welcome back. We have 4 minutes left in this before halftime, and so far it's been a pretty even game. Mustangs managed to score, but Green Hope is once again in Middle Creek's red zone.
But Green Hope is knocking. They're in the red zone now, looking to score.
They hand off to number 2. And he's going to be short. He should be stuffed right at the line. He's going to get about a 1-yard gain there, maybe 2. It's going to be about 2nd and 8, or 2nd and goal. This is going to be a quad set. 2 receivers on both sides. Still in the shotgun. They pretty much have run from that all night. The defense looking to get pressure. There's a blitz coming with a safety blitz, and he catches it as his right sticks, and then he gets a touchdown. As this game has now been tied up. Green Hope finally scores as Bryce Dixon gets his 6th touchdown on the year.
Yeah, he hasn't been targeted a lot tonight, but on the most important play of the night for Green Hope so far, they call his number, and he's ready with the touchdown.
As that big penalty kind of helped the Green Hope Falcons get into Middle Creek territory, and they were able to take advantage of it as the Middle Creek defense didn't look so great on that possession. And the extra point is up, and it's good, as it's now 7-7. We're all tied up here with 3:22 to go before halftime.
I can tell you guys this, so far I've just really seen that the big difference is kind of penalties. Like, that's what's really killing Middle Creek's momentum on offensive drives, and what's really led to their defense allowing Green Hope to score. And I bet Coach Ragland is definitely going to have to talk to him about that, limiting their penalties.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a big reason why I think Middle Creek only has 7 points. They've been looking pretty strong, stronger than Green Hope, and I think Green Hope's just been playing a more safe game, more disciplined game, and it's keeping them in it right now.
As we got Spencer and we got Shamon Hicks back on the kick. As number 33 is going to kick this off. As the Mustangs are going to look to score before halftime to take a lead going into halftime. And 33 set is going to kick it off. That's going to be a short kick as that's fielded. And Middle Creek's going to have decent field position. Wondering why Green Hope decided to go with a short kick there. As Middle Creek's going to take from the 39-yard line. No, they're on 39.
I think there's a flag down on the play. Looks like it's going to be a face mask on Green Hope. 15 yards for Middle Creek. Help even more. Short kick and 15 yards. And that'll be starting us 55-yard line. Or not the 55, the 45 the other side.
As they're going to set up shot from their own 44-yard line. Schaffner going downfield again as Spencer, as that's Shamon Hicks, gets into the end zone. First play of this drive. Schaffner with 2 touchdowns as they got the score. Green Hope's defense getting thrashed again as Shamon Hicks is his 2nd touchdown on the year.
He's just able to outrun anyone who's on him, which is like a huge benefit to him.
Yeah, it's a big part of the Mill Creek offense, being able to go deep like that, especially with so little time left in the game. They only needed 1 play to go all the way down the field.
Speed kills. Speed kills.
Shea on for the extra point.
Schaffner is putting the ball where it's supposed to be, as that extra point is going to be good. Quick possession by the Middle Creek offense.
Oh, we got a flag after the play.
Personal foul. It's going to be a personal foul on Middle Creek as the referees have a discussion. They want to confirm it. But going back to that touchdown pass, Dominic Schaffner is a prolific passer, and he's had a great night so far tonight after struggling on the first 3 possessions in the first quarter.
Yeah, these last 2 have been really pretty. 2 great passes from him, going deep down the field for 2 different touchdowns. And I think he's really finding his rhythm here as we get towards halftime.
And as a team, Middle Creek is averaging 206.5 receiving yards per game. So Dominic Schaffner is looking to find his receivers, and he's ended up finding them all night. And she's got one to Derek Kennedy, he's got one to Shamon Hicks so far tonight.
All right, we're getting ready for the kickoff. So the personal foul on that extra point attempt will be enforced here on the kickoff. Jared Shea will kick it from his own 25, which should help the Green Hope Falcons with field position.
They're going to back this kick up. They're going to kick it from their 25 now. There's going to be a deep kick, and that's really far. It's going to take it from about its own 30. It's going to be a decent field position here for the Falcons. Watson is cutting upfield. He's going to be stopped right at about the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
Schaffner looked good on that last possession. He's got almost over 100 passing yards so far tonight and 2 touchdowns. As this defense is going back out on the field after giving up a touchdown on the last possession, we're going to see if they're able to stop them on this next possession or force a turnover.
I think if this defensive line from Middle Creek can keep that pressure that they've been bringing all night long, they can really get in there and get the quarterback.
As Watson is in there, that's going to be
Damn,
they get a sack. Daniel Jackson in on the sack.
Came right up
finally
the middle.
Are able to come up big on this possession. They've been getting pressure. They've been rushing the quarterback all night, and they're able to get a sack.
Yeah, he came untouched right up the middle of the line. Right
He
at the
came
quarterback.
fast, too.
Yeah.
See, even the quarterback was a little surprised.
I think he dropped back on the initial snap, but then came in once he saw that hole, and it was just a game over there for the quarterback.
D-Jax, as he likes to be called. As Spencer is lined up on 22, as Burgess Shaw's he's able to get it off after being pressured, and they're gonna get back as he's able to get all those yardage back. As he gets to about the 47-yard line, it's gonna be about 3rd and 5 now. They're losing 8 on the last one.
Yeah, Blankenship had to get it out quick. There were 2 Middle Creek linemen on him. Almost got another sack there.
2:15 to go in the second quarter. They're going to run trip set again. They're going to run it on the right side this time. Brickenshaw's going to drop back, bring in blitz again as he's stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Brings him back for about a yard. He's going to lose a yard on that play. As a 3 and out. Middle Creek taking their last timeout of the half.
Yeah, that's another example of that good pressure. We're going to go to break with the sports block. We'll be right back.
And welcome back. We now only have 2:08 left until halftime. Middle Creek is still leading 14-7. And Green Hope has the ball right now. Let's see what they can do with the time they have left.
A big defensive stand. There's going to be a flag on the play for illegal substitution as they didn't get the right amount of players out there.
Yep.
George Maya coming off late.
12 players on the field there for the Mustangs.
And that's going to give them an extra 5, but it's going to be 4th and 1. So it's going to be a little short. Still short. And now Green Hope is going to change their decision after that big penalty. They're going to go for it. They're going to look to get this 1 yard.
Yeah, I think that's the right decision here. 4th and 1 with only 2 minutes left before halftime. And after halftime, the ball switches. So they got to go for it here.
Unforced errors by the Middle Creek, by the Mustangs. And luckily, hopefully the defense will be able to make a defensive stand here. It's just 4th and 1. Braxton Scholars is looking to hand it off. He's going to hand it off. And he gets the first down. He's got enough. As that penalty cost him 5 yards, and Green Hope takes advantage and gets the first down.
to have a day where you just.
Bryce Dixon, who has a touchdown tonight, still hasn't been targeted very much. He's got the one touchdown. He's going to look to get targeted on his position. Brickenshaw drops back. They're getting pressure. He can't find anyone. He just throws it at the ground.
Looks like that was intended for Bryce Dixon.
It'll be 2nd and 10 as Brickenshaw is getting pressure. He's been pressured all night. He's been sacked once. He's been hurried about 10 times so far tonight. He's had about 4 knockdowns. As they got a 3-man rush. They're going to look to bring the blitz here. They're going to play zone. They're going to bring the blitz off the edge. It's going to be a 4-man rush. They're getting through the line as that's going to be almost a sack. Luckily, Brickenshaw was able to get it out of his hand. And no, they're going to call it a sack, as they're going to say he was down before he released the ball.
Good pressure from the right side there on Middle Creek. Got around the
George
edge.
Maya getting the sack. First sack of the night.
Yeah, so after that penalty he had for too many men, making up for it here with the sack.
Middle Creek itself has 2 sacks on the night as a team, as they're going to look to jump it, and they're going to bring another 4-man rush as they get the screen to Bryce Dixon as he finally touches the ball. But with that screen not helping, it's only getting about a 1-yard gain. There's another good defensive stand by the Middle Creek Mustangs, but the penalty costing them on the last drive, on the last 4th down. Spencer's going to be back to return it. Back to about the 21-yard line. Number 33 is in there. Going to be kicking from about the 31, his own 31. Low punt, low snap. He's going to get it up there. It's going to have a good hang time. He's going to let it bounce. He's going to take a Green Hope bounce. Spencer picks it up, but he's down to the 10-yard line. As the ball looked to have touched a Green Hope player. So they're gonna give it to him at the. They're gonna give it to him at the 16-yard line, as it was touched by a Green Hope player, which downed it where it is now. A double set. Spencer far out. Schaffner looking over, getting it to Matt Schmidt for a 9-yard gain. It's a 9-yard gain. 24.5 seconds left before the half, as they're going to look to score quickly here. Schaffner dropping back. He's getting quick passes, and they're going to give him the first down. They're going to give him the completion as he bobbled it out of bounds. As the Mustangs are going to try to look to get in field goal range quickly. They go up 17-7 going into halftime.
Yeah, but from what we've seen so far, the Mustangs have been able to score on those deep plays. So they might be wanting to try one of those.
Darian Frog is in there running back. Schaffner looking downfield again. He's going to run out of the pocket. He's going to get upfield. He looked to hang on to the ball as they're going to try to get up there quickly. They have no timeouts. They've got 10 seconds left. They're going to have to spike it. As stoppage of play, they're going to stop it as they get the first down. They get the first down, stop the clock. 9.5 seconds. As now the clock is going to run again. They're going to look to get one more play off. Schaffner, he's going to look. He looks. He's getting it downfield. And he overthrows it and throws the interception. As number 22 is going to cut cross field. He's going to still going. But he's going to get downed, as that's going to be the half. And it's going to be 14-7 at halftime as Schaffner ends it with an interception. And not the way you want to end halftime, going into halftime, end it with an interception.
That's halftime. The score is 14-7. We'll be right back with the Sports Block.
having King and Queen. Tonight we have here to recognize the under. Make sure that microphone's turned on. We will now announce the freshman, sophomore, and junior and princess. Our freshman prince is Josh Hammond, and the freshman princess is Amy Poixever. Our sophomore prince is Jalen Hearing, and the sophomore princess is Peyton Chop. And finally, our junior prince is George Maya, and junior princess is Maya Kralka. And finally, our 2015 senior homecoming court. The homecoming king candidates are Camden Duchesneau. Camden is involved in National Honor Society, Men's Lacrosse, and the leaders of the Creek Crazies. He is being escorted by his mother, Susan Duchesneau. Isaiah Hearing. Isaiah is on the varsity football team, varsity baseball team, and is involved in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. He hopes to play college football and become a college football coach after studying an undecided major. Isaiah is being escorted by his mother, Kimona Hearing. Caleb Woody. Caleb is a varsity football player and is involved in Key Club. He has been a member of Student Government Association since freshman year and is currently the senior class president and the president of National Honor Society. He hopes to attend Wake Forest University for pre-med. He is being escorted by his mother, Dawn Woody. And our homecoming queen candidates. Lauren Heppen. Lauren is the student body president and has been involved in the Student Government Association since her sophomore year. She is a member of the National Honor Society and is the vice president of Motivation and Empowerment for Women. She hopes to attend Appalachian State University or UNC Chapel Hill to study journalism and psychology. Lauren is being escorted by her father, Patrick Hempen. Abby Hillen. Abby has been a member of the women's golf team all throughout high school and is involved in Mustangs for Christ, National Honor Society, and French Honor Society. She plans to attend college at either Butler University, Ellen University, or UNC Chapel Hill. Abby is escorted by her father, Michael Hillen. Becca Lepore. Becca has been a varsity cheerleader since her sophomore year and been on the track and field team for 4 years. She is the secretary of the senior class, secretary of Mu Alpha Theta, and is the secretary of National Honor Society. Becca hopes to attend North Carolina State University to study chemistry and go into pharmaceuticals. She is being escorted by her father, Larry Lepore. And now, finally, for the winners of the MCHS Homecoming King and Queen. The 2015 MCHS King and Queen are Caleb Woody and Lauren Hempen. Congratulations to our winners. Let's give one more round of applause to this year's court. Thank you for allowing us the time to honor our Middle Creek High School homecoming court. Thank you.
welcome back to the Sports Block as we're getting ready to start the second half. And we have some stats for you as Schaffner has 163 yards passing, 2 passing touchdowns, 3 carries, 23 yards, and 1 interception, which capped off the first half.
Yeah, besides the fumble and the interception, I think it was a really solid half for Schaffner and the entirety of the Mustang offense. They seem to have some pretty good pace and momentum going so far, and I hope it continues into the second half.
Jonas also has 9 carries and 4 for 45 yards.
All right.
We get ready to start the second half, and Green Hope's going to look to put points on the board to start this third quarter.
Here we go. Ready for the second half.
And here we go. As that's a deep kick. He's going to take it from about his 10-yard line. Benjamin Watson's going to bring it back. They're going to hand it off here as it goes pretty much. He gets about 5 yards off of that handoff. And they're going to take it from about the 17-yard line. A little bit of trickery there to try to start this out the second half.
Now, in the first half, this Middle Creek defensive line was able to get a lot of pressure on Green Hope's quarterback. Let's see if they can keep it going here.
They have 2 sacks on the night, one from George Maya and one from the safety Daniel Jackson.
Yeah.
As he's moving over to the left side, guarding on Bryce Dixon as they're going to run his screenplay, but it's short. And it's going to be incomplete. Middle Creek still making a good effort going after the ball.
Yeah, they had some quick pressure down in there on Green Hope as well, getting the knockdown on the quarterback.
Jerry Jones stretching down the sideline. Getting ready for his offense to be prepared. It's 2nd and 10. And George Maya and Xavier Powell in the defensive line. Daniel Jackson switching sides as he's going to go nowhere as Birkinshaw tried to run with it and he goes nowhere. He loses about 2 yards off that. And it's going to be about 3rd and 12.
See what Green Hope dials up on here on a 3rd and long.
It'll be 3rd and 13. He loses 3 yards. Jackson switches sides, looking like he's going for a safety blitz. They're bringing the blitz. Daniel Jackson come off the side as he doesn't see him, but he loses him. And he's trying to get out of the pocket, but he throws a pick.
Intercepted.
And it's going to be a pick 6. As Birkinshaw was rushed and ends up making a bad decision by throwing the ball. As that is picked off by number 44. He throws a pick 6 as Birkinshaw throws his first interception of the game. Great job by the Middle Creek defense, setting up the offense up early now, low by 14. Once this extra point shall be made. The defense has come out on fire, and they are doing their job.
Yeah, it's all starting up front. That D-line pressuring the quarterback 2 or 3 times on that drive before the interception.
Daniel Jackson was coming in, bringing the pressure. He missed the tackle, but he was able to force Birkinshaw to make a bad pass and ended up getting thrown an interception, being returned back for 6 points.
I think he's okay with missing that sack because it turned out for the better. So the score now, 21-7, Middle Creek ahead. 11 minutes left in the third quarter, and we're getting set for another kickoff.
We're not even a minute into the third quarter, and Middle Creek has already put up another touchdown to take a 14-point lead.
Yeah, it's showing us what the number 1 rated offense in the conference looks like. Middle Creek looking to stay undefeated, and so far they have done a good job to get to that 9-0, 10-0 actually.
Last year, Green Hope was the winner of the SWAC conference, and they were the favorites to pick. They were the favorites to win this year's conference also after winning it last year. And showing now as the number 1 team in the conference kicks the ball off. That defense was stifling on that possession. They're going to try to send Bisbee Watson backwards, and they're going to start from their own 20-yard line as he gets about a 6 or 7 yard return off that kick. And Jamonte Richardson is going to sub in for Xavion Powell here. He's going to be in at nose. John Singleton playing the end, who has been a monster for this defense this year, having 2 picks on the year. As Brickenshaw's going to hand it off this time. He's not going to favor to pass it after these last couple possessions where he's turned the ball over a lot. As he only gets out to the yard, he gets out to the line of scrimmage, and they're going to give him about a yard here. 2nd and 9.
Fuquay leading Panther Creek 21-14.
I also heard earlier Wake Forest is down there in trouble. Down 9-7. Sanderson leading that game as Brigginshaw drops back, and he almost gets sacked again. There's no flag call. There's no flag call. They still get the sack, as that is Jamonte Richardson who still gets the sack. But there should have been a holding call. Looked like there was a holding. It looked to have been a holding that was not called. But Middle Creek defense still is able to come up with a sack. And Jamonte Richardson getting his first sack of the night as Bryce Dixon going to motion shifting sides. Quad set. 29 in the backfield. Brigginshaw going to look to drop back. He's looking for Dixon. He can't find him, but he's sacked. As that's John Singleton getting a sack on the quarterback.
It's the 3rd sack of the half so far, and we're only 2.5 minutes in.
The Middle Creek defense showing why they are 9-0, putting Brigginshaw on his back all night. And that's the 4th sack tonight for this Middle Creek defense. As they're cashing in, as the Green Hope punter is going to have to punt from his own end zone. Is going to get this out of here. It's going to be Juby's going to get this. He's going to let it bounce, though. He's going to let it bounce, and he doesn't touch it, so it's going to stop at about the 35-yard line. Good field position right now for the Middle Creek offense. Now we're going to see if the offense can do the same with what the defense has done on the last couple possessions. Put up points on the board. Schaffner's going to try to forget that interception he threw in the first half. And they're going to start this drive.
First offensive possession for the Mustangs so far.
Probably going to let the run. They're going to pass here as there's pressure, and Dominique Schaffner gets sacked. As the O-line giving up his first sack of the night, which they haven't been struggling all night. And looks to be an injury on the play, and Mike is going to come in. It's going to be number 55 who looks hurt. Schaffner's going to set up shot. It's going to be 2nd and 10 now. Or 2nd and 20.
Trying a little screen pass there, but
screen pass doesn't work so well.
Yeah.
Lose a couple more yards. And it's going to be 3rd and 20. They're going to have to go really far now if they want to get a first down. As the OC feeding the plays of the offense. Derek Young has one-on-one coverage here as there's 2 safeties back. Schaffner looking towards Derek. He's going to look Derek Young's way. He can't find anybody. He's trying to keep the play alive. He can't get out of the pocket, and he can't get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be another sack registered for the Green Hope defense as they have 2 sacks tonight to Middle Creek's 4.
Yeah, so a quick 4-and-out for the Mustangs on their first drive of the second half. That'll bring in the punt team. And Green Hope's looking at some good field position here.
18 back to get the punt. Shea's going to punt it out. It's going to be a little short, so it's going to take a good Middle Creek bounce here, but it's still going to be good territory, field position. As Middle Creek's going to down it. They're going to take shot for their own 46. And the defense, Ferguson, 2 sacks on that last stand that they had against this Green Hope offense. Let's see if Brickenshaw can get his offense together. Dixon is going to line up, and the slot position is going to line up on this side. 18, the wide out receiver, wide far right. Inside number 11, Middle Creek, and they're going to call false start here. It's going to be a false start or false start on the offense. Looked to be number 51 that jumped a little bit early as Middle Creek was moving down the line, and they got them to jump. And they didn't go to the neutral zone. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. It's going to be 1st and 15 now. Brickenshaw's going to drop back, and they're going to look the blitz again, and they're going to get through the line. He throws it up. He gets it up there. Good defense good pass breakup by Isaiah Herring. And she's part of the dangerous Middle Creek secondary who called themselves the no-fly zone. It's going to be 2nd and 15. Incompletion there. Trip set again. Brickenshaw's going to run an option play. He's going to go to the running back. It doesn't go anywhere. He gets a stiff arm, but he still goes backwards. That's Daniel Jackson again in on the tackle. He's been making a statement tonight.
Yeah, he's got a couple sacks, and right there came in on the running back and just took him down easy.
He is showing why he's one of the premier safeties on this team and probably one of the major safeties in the conference.
He's definitely shown that tonight.
And now Dixon's going to line up on the far right. Jonathan Spencer's on him. They're going to run a screen to Bryce Dixon, and he doesn't go anywhere. As number 44, who just had the pick 6, is in on that tackle. As that's going to be a 3-and-out for the Green Hill Falcons, and Spencer's going to go back to return this.
Yeah, both defenses out of the halftime have been playing pretty good. Got the interception pick 6 for Middle Creek has been our only score so far, and besides that, we've had 4-and-outs. So, I mean, both defenses have really shown up in the second half.
Jonathan Spencer, he does not look to come off the field. He's hadn't had a punt return all night. He's going to field this. He's going to take it. He's going to get it up. He's going to cut up field. He's going to break some tackles, and he gets to about the 35-yard line.
Good return. Looks like Middle Creek will be starting close to their own 37.
Great field position for right now. Hopefully the O-line doesn't give up any sacks so far. That's early. That was Terrell Adams coming out earlier. He was injured, and he appears to be fine now. There's number 74. That would be Connor. Is the feature for this O-line. Is Dre Jones. That's Darian Frog in there. As he gets in there. That's Schaffner on the run. Correction. The fake.
Yeah, good sneaky option. Option play there by the quarterback.
Get about 2 yards there. It's going to be about 2nd and 8. Young and Schmidt on the one side, on the left side. Schaffner's going to look his way. He's going to get out of the pocket, but he's going to get sacked. Doesn't have time as number 77's in on the sack, and that makes 3 tonight for that Green Hope defense.
Yeah, I think Green Hope's figured out how to bring the pressure on Middle Creek here in the second half. They've been doing a great job so far.
The O-line is beginning to not shape up so well as they're starting to give up sacks, and they give up none last half. As now it's going to be 3rd and 13. They're going to be on their own 33-yard line. They're going to have to get to about the 48. Schaffner gets a pass. He gets about 7 yards, and he gets close to the first down, but he's going to be a bit short. It's going to be 2 yards short. It's going to be 4th and 2. And they're going to look to go for it. So they're not going to send the punt unit out. It's going to be 4th and 4. And Coach Ragland wants to go for it. They're going to stay out on the field. There's still quad formation. They're looking for the play. OC.
Big 4th down coming up here. Oh, it looks like they're going to send out the punt unit. I think that's a smart choice. We're playing with the lead. You don't want to give Green Hope that good field position they would have had if that 4th down try hadn't converted.
As Hunter Grizel is in at punter. He's going to punt this off. 18 back to return.
Good punt.
He's going to let this bounce. He's going to take a green. He's going to take a Middle Creek bounce. And he's going to roll to about the 20-yard line. He tried to pick it up and get some extra yards, so I don't think they're going to give that to him. As Daniel Jackson and the Middle Creek defense come back out onto the field. Green Hope hasn't been able to get out of the blocks lately. After only putting up 7 points in the first half, and they haven't been able to put together any drives together to get into Middle Creek territory so far. So they haven't done very much. We're going to see Brickenshaw going to lead his team as number 29 gets up the middle, and he gets about a 7-yard gain. It's going to be about 2nd and 3.
Yeah, good run on 1st down, getting the yardage. Now we'll bring up 2nd and 3.
One's a little hot. So three, when you're framing up 17, you press it. It might be tight, but leave a little room above his head because there's a bar on the screen. Still up, stand by one.
Spencer, they're going to run a screenplay. He can't get it to go. He can't get it together as he's going to almost made another bad throw as Brickenshaw did, is being rushed. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now as it looked to be a screenplay, but Brickenshaw, he broke down. He couldn't get out of there. He had to throw the ball away. They're on their own 35. Brickenshaw's going to hand it all to 29. He gets the 1st down and gets more. Gets about an extra 2 yards, and it's going to be a Green Hope 1st down.
Nice rush of 5 yards there. That's the first 1st down we've had in the half so far. 3.5 minutes to go.
And they hand it off again, number 29, as he gets a truck in there. He trucked one of the Middle Creek defenders, and he gets about 4 or 5 yards. He's going to be about 2nd and 6. They're going no huddle here. They're going to hand it off again to 29. He gets another 2 yards. It's going to be set 3rd and 3.
Be an injured player for Green Hope down there on the offensive line.
It looks to be an old lineman there. He's going to be down, and we're going to have to take an injury timeout. We'll be right back with the Sports Block.
Hello and welcome back. We're just coming back. We're 3:01 left in the 3rd quarter. Mustangs are still winning 21-7, and here they come back out on the field.
Brickenshaw is going to set up shop. It's going to be 3rd and 1, and he's stuffed, but he's going to get the extra yardage. He got through the line, and he was able to get the extra yard.
Be a 1st down there for Green Hope. It's their 2nd in a row.
They're going to move the chains.
They're building quite a drive now.
looking to get in the Middle Creek territory for the second time tonight in the second half. Brickenshaw, they're going to run a quad set. They're going to bring the blitz is Middle Creek as he gets it upfield. Number 22 is wide open. Coverage was bad as he shakes two defenders and gets to the end zone. As he made a defender look around, they're doing 360. As Green Hope gets another touchdown, they make this game closer as number 22 gets his first touchdown of the game. Brickenshaw with 2 touchdowns.
That was an impressive display of agility, running down the field there, just stopped short, juked a couple defenders, and got it into the end zone. Nice touchdown there.
It made his ankles look pretty bad on that play. That was kind of upsetting.
Yeah. Now 33 on for the extra point.
Oh, this is the extra point.
Kicked it into the upright.
The kicker shouldn't miss those. Those are chip shots. But somehow that didn't go in as it bounces off the goalpost, and now we got a 21-13, 8-point game. Still one possession, but it's going to be an 8-point game now. Spencer and Hicks are going to come back. As the Middle Creek defense gives up a touchdown, but they're lucky that the kicker misses the extra point. And that might cost them towards the end of this game, going into the fourth. But we got 2:26 to go in the third. And MCA Middle Creek is up 21-13.
Yeah, I think that touchdown was just a result of a breakdown in coverage where the cornerback might have come in to get one of the shorter receivers and thought he had safety help over the top, but before the safety
short
could get
kick
there.
it again.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get why Green Hope is doing this. It's giving Middle Creek good field position, but if that's the plan that they have, they're going to go with it. So we're going to start from the 35, Middle Creek. Ashton Mitchell in again tonight at receiver. Romeo Schmidt and Mitchell on the right side. Hicks on the left, far left. He's got one-on-one coverage. They're looking to play zone as they're running the odd. They're going to get it to Schmidt. They get it upfield. They get the first down and more as he gets past the 50-yard line into Green Hope territory.
Pick up a 17 there by Matt Schmidt on first down. Great catch.
Great play by Schaffner finding his man. We got chip set on the right side this time. And Mitchell out on the left. He looks. He can't find the receiver. He finds Dre Jones, though, the running back, but no. He looked to be a little afraid and dropped the ball. Trying to run before the catch. Schmidt is going to motion to the other side. It's going to be a double receiver set on each side. Mitchell and Schmidt on the left. Hicks and Romeo on the right. Dre Jones gets it upfield. He breaks the tackle. He gets extra yards. He's tough to bring down as he still gets the first down and gets into about the Green Hope 30-yard line. As it's going to be another injured player for Green Hope. We're going to take another injury timeout. We'll be right back with the Sports Block. And we're back with the sports block as a Green Hope player is walking off the field. That'd be number 23 who was injured on that play. As Dre Jones gets upfield for about a 15-yard gain. Gets him to about the Green Hope 30-yard line as they're knocking on the door to get in the red zone. And they're looking to score again. Schaffner already has 2 touchdowns, deep touchdowns. One to Ashton Mitchell and the other one to Shamon Hicks. And he looks as that ball is tipped up. And correction on that, it'd be Derek Young who has the other touchdown, Ashton Mitchell. As Schaffner gets the ball batted down. It's going to be second down now, 2nd and 10. 1:42 to go. They're trying to score before the third quarter ends. We're going to try to take a 2-touchdown lead, 2-possession lead. They're going to probably run the ball here. It's going to be an option play. He finds Matt Schmidt, who gets the completion and gets all 5 yards there. It's going to be about 3rd and 5. It's going to be a 2-receiver set again. Schaffner fakes it to Dre Jones as he throws it downfield. He's got Ashton Mitchell in double coverage, but he doesn't get it. I think that's a bad decision by the quarterback there, throwing into double coverage. As Benjamin Monson appears to be injured, as another injury is taking down Green Hope. We're going to take another injury timeout. We'll be right back with the sports block. Back with the sports block as it's going to be 4th and 6. They're going to bring out the punt unit. A bad possession there.
No, we're going for it.
It's going to be 4th and 6. They're going for it. As Schaffner, they're going to look to bring the blitz, and they nearly jump off sides. As number 40 is watching himself. As they're going to motion Dre Jones to the right side. Schaffner gets it. He's going to look. He gets his ball batted down again. It's going to be not that. 4th down is not going to be converted. They're going to be 0 for 1 so far tonight on 4th down. Turnover on downs. And Green Hope will get it in their own territory at about their own 25-yard line. Got about 1:08 to go in the third quarter. A quick sub in. Xavier Powell subbing in at E-line. We're going to get there as quick as he can. He gets there. He was able to come off the line to get the run. He stops him right at the line. Xavier Powell, who gets in there late and is able to get the tackle. No gain. It's going to be a 2nd and 10. 55 seconds to go. As they're going to probably get like 2 more plays off. As somebody got our running back, 29, 7 in for 29. 2 receiver set. Dixon on the left side this time. 38 seconds to go. Brickingham, he hands it off to number 7. He cuts upfield and he gets hit.
That's Isaiah Herring.
Isaiah Herring makes sure he remembered that tackle.
About 30 seconds left in the third quarter.
I think that's going to get them hyped up even more after that big hit. Going to be on 1st down now. Dixon, nearly false starts. Brickingham's going to drop back. They're going to come off the edge.
Oh, Daniel Jackson almost had
lays
him.
in a hit. And it's a free play, but it's another touchdown. as Isaiah Herring lost contact and lost control of where Benjamin Watson was. And they're going to give him a free play. And they get a touchdown off of it with 6.5 seconds to go.
I think he saw the flag thrown by the referee and thought the play was dead, but it looked like he just stopped running and missed his man.
As they're awaiting the call. And it looks like the field it's going to stand. It will be the call will stand as a touchdown, awaiting the penalty. It's a penalty. It's going to be holding on the offense where the play stands. It's going to stay a touchdown. And Greenhope is going to stay on the field to tie this game up after missing the extra point earlier. As they're going to go for the two-point conversion to tie this game up. 6.5 seconds to go. Brickingham, they're probably going to hand it off here. They know they're going to pass it. He looks and they get a slant route. He misses it. As now they're down by 2. A missed extra point and now a missed two-point conversion. Down 21-19.
Yeah, that missed two-point conversion will mean now they need a field goal. If Middle Creek gets another one-pointer on the touchdown, Green Hope's going to need a field goal, and that makes it a two-possession game.
Yeah.
So that's what I put right now. Okay. So now it's just first.
It was a great stand until they gave the free play, the free touchdown to Benjamin Watson. But luckily they missed the two-point conversion. They did a good job defensively on the two-point conversion. And now Spencer and Shamon Hicks are back to return with Matt Schmidt in the middle. They're going to look to pooch it again. Now they're going to kick it from the 50-yard line as the penalty is enforced on the kickoff. They're going to kick it from the 50 now. There's number 33. He set the kick. Back deep is Spencer and Hicks. They're going to pooch it again. They're waiting for it. As now they're going to kick it deep now. It's going to be a touchback. As Spencer is going to kneel it. It's going to be a touchback. And they're going to take it from their own 20-yard line. Now Schaffner is going to try to lead his troops down the field for an 80-yard touchdown drive.
And after the past couple drives have stalled out, I think Middle Creek's due for another touchdown soon. Green Hope's getting close on the scoreboard.
This is actually a lot tighter of a game than I initially anticipated.
Spencer subs out. They're going to run a screen to the Reek Young. He gets a juke in there. He fights for about 5 yards. And that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter. And Middle Creek leading 21-19, and we're going to be right back. You're watching Sports Block.
And welcome back. We're starting fresh in the fourth quarter. Middle Creek is still leading by 2 points, 21-19. And they're going to be starting off with the ball. Second down and about 2 yards to go for the first down.
We've got a play stoppage here right after the snap. We'll see what the call is. I think the refs just weren't ready. Here we go again. 2nd and 3. Dominic in the shotgun. Hands off. He's still on his feet. Wow. A little bit of a late whistle from the refs there. But still, he's pushing the pile forward. I think he got back to the line, maybe a little more.
It's going to bring it up to 3rd and 3 from for Middle Creek now.
They bring in Dre Jones. Schaffner, he fakes it. And bad screen pass as the receiver. That'd be Derek Young was not ready for that. And they're going to bring on the punt team.
Now this is going to be a key possession for Green Hope, because if they can get this and hold on to the if they can get a touchdown here and hold on to that lead, they will have just taken down Middle Creek and stopped their undefeated season so far.
Low snap. As he still punts it, but it's going to be short. As it takes a huge bounce. It's going to bounce to about the 30-yard line. And Green Hope starting in decent field position. That was a short kick by Hunter Grissel.
So now Green Hope's offense comes onto the field with the momentum. So far, they've scored on their last drive. And they're looking to score again. They're down by 2 right now.
Birkinshaw back at it again. He's going to bring his troops out. 22, who has a touchdown so far tonight. Jonathan Spencer's on him on the left side. They run a screen pass as it's red, but he doesn't get stopped. He gets a yard off of that.
Yeah, it seemed Middle Creek had that one snuffed out, but quick little side step, and he was able to pick up a couple. Looks like 3-4 yards there on that first down pass.
It's going to be 2nd and about 7. Birkinshaw in the shotgun. He's got Dixon on the right side. He's got his running back. He's going to hand it off to 29. He's going to get upfield. He's going to stop him for about a 2-yard gain. It's going to be about 3rd and 4 now. Get again about 3. The defense. Now Benjamin Watson, who scored the last touchdown. Jonathan Spencer defending him. They're playing zone. They're going to bring the blitz. Birkinshaw can't find anybody, and he gets sacked.
And he lost the football.
He lost the football. As Middle Creek picked it up, and it's Middle Creek football. It's Middle Creek football as they made a good play there. Xavier Powell forcing the sack fumble as he gets in there. And the Mustangs with great field position.
They're going to start at Green Hope's 29-yard line, already in field goal position. But they're looking for 6 points and a touchdown.
They're going to run a trip set. Schaffner looks. He throws it high. Spencer tries to break out of a tackle, but he gets about a 1-yard gain there. They're going to give him 2. Going to be about 2nd and 8.
Yeah, he's crackling right now. You need to iris down. If you don't know how to iris down, pass.
Dre Jones motions to the other side. And they find Spencer again as that's a horse collar tackle, and there's no flag. There's no flag is thrown. Spencer wanted the flag, and he grabbed his horse collar, but they're not going to call it. As Ragland also wants to call, but they get about a 4-yard gain. Here's going to be 3rd and 3. As Dre Jones now lining up as a receiver. 5 receiver set, 5 wide. Schaffner's going to pass it. He's looking. He finds Matt Schmidt wide open, but he drops it. He got hit as he tried to catch that. And Matt Schmidt looks to be injured as we're going to take another injury timeout. We'll be right back with the Sports Block. Back with the Sports Block as Matt Schmidt was able to get up under his own power, and he looked good, and now he's okay.
And it's really good to see. He's one of our good receivers on this Mill Creek offense, but he took a big hit in midair while trying to haul that last pass in, and I'm just real glad to see that he's all right.
As they're going to go for it here on 4th and 5 inside their own 30-yard line. They're on their own 24. They're in Green Hope territory. As that's Derek. He's got one-on-one coverage on the edge.
He's had 4 receivers stacked out to the right.
And they're getting to Juby, and he's going to cut inside. He's going to cut back across field, but he trips and falls. As he tried to cut back across field, he falls, and that ended the possession there. And he's kind of bugging himself. He's kind of kicking himself. Could have been a big play there. The ball is on the 26-yard line. Green Hope in their own territory. Spencer lined up. As they're making that bad play. 7. He's going to cut back across field. He cuts nearly down the sidelines. He almost got cut off. He gets about a 9-yard gain. It's going to be about 2nd and 1.
Looks like they're getting ready to move the chains, so should be a first down. Nope, just short. 2nd and 1.
And we got Benjamin Watson, the number 11, lined up on the left side. Dixon, who hasn't got many touches tonight, as he's stuffed right at the line, but he's able to get that 1 yard, and they get the first down there. Weinberg in on the tackle. They're going to look to measure here to make sure he got the first down. As Jamonte Richardson is going to sub in for Xavier Powell. measure it. And he is short. And they're going to give him the first down. As they move the chains, it's going to be a first down for Green Hope. So they're going to have to get to the 46-yard line now for a first down. Setting up shot from their own 36. Here we go, and he's stopped in the backfield. As that run goes nowhere, he loses 2 yards on the run.
Yeah, it looked like he was a little hesitant to take the ball. The quarterback held it out for him for a long time before he took it, or right when he took it. There was some Middle Creek people right there to take him down.
As Russell was in on the tackle there. He was on the TFL. His number 7 is going to line up on the right side. He's going to line up on the left side of Brickenshaw. Brickenshaw's going to drop back. He gets the screen pass. They read it, and he only gets about 3 yards as they run into the Middle Creek bench over there. It's going to be about 3rd and 8. You know, about 3 yards there.
Brings up a 3rd and 7.
It's Brickenshaw, the defense, letting it up. Brickenshaw's going to drop back. They're getting through the line as he comes back. They don't want to give up this yardage as they stop him. He's still fighting for extra yards, but he's stopped at about the 41-yard line, and they're going to set up as a 3-and-out. Good stand by the Middle Creek defense. Sprinters back to punt.
3rd and 5. 4th and 5. Watch the fake here. Watch the fake.
Green Hope setting up to punt, number 33. Back deep for Green Hope, getting set for the kick.
They're going to punt it away. It's going deep. It's going to take a short bounce. It's going to bounce and bounce towards the 20-yard line, and they're going to start from about their own 21. Middle Creek has another shot to put points on the board to try to increase this 2-point lead that they have, as Green Hope is making a point to keep it close, and their defense has been able to stop the offense of Middle Creek so far.
Yeah, especially in the second half, I think Green Hope figured out some things that they've been doing wrong in the first half, and they really got it together on defense.
That's Frog. Gets upfield. He breaks a couple tackles. He gets to about the 30s, the 26. Getting about a 6-yard gain there. Second and 4. As now Dre Jones has subbed in. Dre Jones now getting the carry, and he's breaking a couple tackles. He's fighting for extra yardage. And now he gets about 2 there.
3 yards of the play. 3rd and 1.
They're close to the chains. Dre Jones set up. Shamon Hicks on the far right side. They're going to hand it off to Dre Jones again, and he is kind of stuffed, and he may not have gotten the first down there. And they're probably going to measure this, and they're going to give him the first down. As they get the first down there, Dre Jones on, and Schaffner pulls it off. And they get about no gain there. Screen pass. Dre Jones going over about the 70-yard rushing mark. As Schaffner's back to pass again. He's looking for Hicks. He's looking upfield. He throws it across the middle as that's nearly intercepted, and they're calling a flag. There's a flag on the play. As it's going to look to be pass interference on number 27 of Green Hope. And this is going to be moving the Middle Creek offense very far. Pass interference, and that's the call. As now they're going to move it up, and they're going to take it to about the 46-yard line. Up. The referee trying to spot the ball. Yeah, they're going to play it at about the 47-yard line, trying to get in the Green Hope territory. We want to get into at least get in field goal range if they want to score. 6:02 to go in the fourth quarter. First down, 1st and 10. Fake by Schaffner. He gets out of the pocket. He tries to make a play, but he just runs out of bounds and loses yardage on the play. Loses about 2 yards. Jones subbing out. Now Ashton Mitchell subbing out. And Jerry Jones. Frog subs in. 2nd and 12. Now back at the 45-yard line. They're going to fake it and hand it off to Frog, and Frog is stopped right at the line. He's going to get no yards there. 3rd and 12. It's going to be 3rd and long. It's going to be a big play here. Little Creek's going to need to get a first down if they want to hang on to this lead. To go for it. Here we go. 3rd and 11. Schaffner drops back. He looks, and the ball gets batted down. As that's a fumble. They're going to call it a fumble, and it's recovered by the Mustangs as another almost a hiccup there by giving up the ball. Luckily, it's going to be 4th down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, I just said I don't think that would have been a fumble because his arm was going forward before the ball came loose. But nonetheless, another stalled drive for Middle Creek. It's a Hunter Grizel. Got back to punt.
He's going to want to punt this very far. He's going to punt this deep. Low snap. Almost a block punt there, but he punts it very deep. He's going to call a fair catch, and they're going to take it from their own 29-yard line. As the defense is playing up to par as they're hanging on to a 2-point lead with 4:56 to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, the defense for Middle Creek has been keeping them in the game so far. I think they've been doing a great job to keep Green Hope from getting on top, as Green Hope's defense has also been doing a good job of not letting Middle Creek get away with a big lead.
And as we just saw, Fuquay Varina, who actually lost to Middle Creek last week, is playing Panther Creek, and that game is tied up at 35. As Green Hope gets about a 5-yard gain on that pass. About a 3-yard gain here. It's going to be about 2nd and 7. Breaking Shaw in the shotgun again. Dixon motioning, switching sides. They're going to look to go to Dixon this play, but they hand it off. He gets stopped right at the line. He's going to get about a yard on that gain. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Middle Creek Mustangs try to make another defensive stand here. They hang on to this lead. Benjamin Watson, the switching sides. Now he's going back to the other side. Double receiver set, quad set, timeout called by Middle Creek, and we're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back with the Sports Block. And welcome back to the Sports Block as Green Hope took a timeout. 3rd and 5. Brickenshaw He's going to hand it off again as he fumbles it himself. And tried to get a play fake there, but he fumbles it himself and falls forward for about 2 yards. And Green Hope is probably going to stay out on the field to go for it here. It's going to be 4th and 3. And Green Hope, they're going to make their decision, and they're going to stay on the field here.
This is big here. If this doesn't convert, Middle Creek's going to be starting on the 37 of Green Hope.
As Brickenshaw throws it upfield, and there's no pass there. There was a lot of contact. There was a lot of contact in that area, but number 11 was able to get the catch and move the chains. As we got 3:42 to go. Green Hope is making his presence felt right now as they're running no huddle. Brickenshaw, he's gonna drop back. They're gonna get pressure on him, and they're gonna get him to move out the pocket, and he throws it away.
Pass to be incomplete.
That was good pressure coming around from the right side, and just forced the quarterback way out of the pocket, and he just had to throw it away to not get the sack.
Green Hope's gonna be 2nd and 10. Brickenshaw drops back again. Middle Creek bringing pressure, and they throw a pick. And Daniel Jackson with a second pick tonight. He's gonna cut back crossfield. He does it, and he gets out of bounds. As correction, that was Jonathan Spencer with the pick. As Middle Creek makes a big defensive stance.
That gives Middle Creek a little bit more room to work with now.
Yeah, they'll be starting on their 46-yard line. Offense coming out for Middle Creek.
3:21 to go. And Brickenshaw might have made the biggest mistake of this game by throwing that right to Jonathan Spencer.
Boy, I'll tell you, it was getting really tense there.
As Schaffner takes the quarterback draw, he gets upfield, and he breaks a couple of tackles and gets a first down. And Schaffner making his presence felt. First down, Middle Creek. They're going to look to calm it down a little bit.
Ball out to the 40-yard line. 1st and 10.
They're in Green Hope territory. They're going to take their time with this play call. Schaffner set back up shop. Jones lined up. Jones going to take the carry, and he gets upfield for about a 3-yard gain. He's had a big night against this Green Hope defense. He's rushed for almost 85 yards so far tonight.
Yeah, his power rushing style has really worked well tonight. He's been taking a lot of Green Hope defenders with him on his runs.
Now only 2:30 left in the game.
Schaffner, they're gonna take up time. Quad set. They're gonna hand it off to Dre Jones again, but he stopped right at the line. And we've got 2:10 to go as the time is winding down. And timeout.
Green Hope. And we're also going to take a timeout.
And we're back with only 2:09 left in the game. Middle Creek has the ball, and they have a two-point lead. And they're feeling a little bit comfortable right now because they just got the ball away from Green Hope.
3rd and 6, and Green Hope. And there's a flag as Green Hope jumps off sides. And it's going to be 3rd and 1 now. 5-yard penalty is going to be 3rd and 1 now. Makes it a little just that much easier for the Middle Creek offense.
That might have been the big break Middle Creek needed a 3rd and long there. Is now a 3rd and 1. Now hand it off
to Dre Jones, and he comes upfield, and he breaks a tackle, and he's gone. He's breaking tackles, and he gets inside the 5-yard line. Big run by Dre Jones. As now he's nearly over about 95 yards rushing now. As we got almost 2 minutes to go. Dre Jones has a shot to score a touchdown here. They keep feeding him the ball. We got 1:45 to go in the 4th quarter.
First
Middle
down and
Creek
goal.
knocking on the door to score. Schaffner hands it off to Dre Jones. He cuts upfield and he gets in the end zone as he scores and caps off a 60-yard drive.
I think that may have just sealed the deal for Middle Creek.
Yep, that's a 2-possession game now. It's going to be 28-19 after this extra point. Green Hope's going to need a touchdown and field goal.
Shea setting up for the extra point. Isaiah Herring on the hold. It's up, and it's good. As now the Middle Creek Mustangs lead by 9 as it's 28-19. We'll be right back with the Sports Block. We're back with the Sports Block as Middle Creek just capped off a 70-yard drive going towards the end zone with Dre Jones in on the rushing touchdown. And now they are up by 9 with 1:35 to go, 28-19. And they set up for the kickoff. Shea is on the kick. Watson back deep, along with number 18. And the kick is up, and Watson's going to get it at about his own 10, but he muffs it. And Middle Creek, no, but it bounces back to Green Hope as Isaiah Herring nearly was able to get that ball as the kick was muffed.
That was a really scary moment for Green Hope there. They almost gave it right back to Middle Creek after Middle Creek had scored inside the red zone. That would have been great field position for us, but almost a big, big mistake for Green Hope.
Green Hope's going to have to score very quickly with 1.5 minutes to go. And they get it inside, and they get about 9 yards there. They're going to have to rush up. Get out of bounds. Green Hope only has one timeout left. That's Brickenshaw lining up with number 7 in the backfield. He's dropping back. They're going to have to throw more, and he's getting sacked as George Maya picks up his second sack of the night. The Middle Creek defense bringing a lot of pressure on Brickenshaw, as Brickenshaw has not been able to get out of the blocks tonight. He's got 2 interceptions and has been sacked 5 times so far tonight. And Brickenshaw dropping back again. He throws it off quick. He dumps it off, and he's stopped right at the line. Gets about a 4-yard gain. And they're going to have to go for it. With it being 3rd and about 7, they're going to have to go for it here.
45 seconds left in the game.
4th and 7, they're going to have to go for it. Brickenshaw drops back again. They get past the line. George Maya chasing him, and he gets him. But he gets it away. And that's going to seal the deal as Green Hope falls short on their last possession With 36 seconds to go, the Middle Creek Mustangs are going to probably kneel it out here. Great defensive stand by the Middle Creek Mustangs.
Yeah, it was the last time they needed to stand, and they certainly did in good fashion. A sack, almost another sack there on 4th down.
And then we're gonna kneel it out here as they're gonna try to jump it, but he muffs the ball.
Ooh.
And they're gonna run the clock down. And they're gonna take at least one more snap to kneel it to seal the deal. Gonna kneel it out one more time, 20 seconds to go, and that's gonna end the game. As Middle Creek takes it off a late touchdown with being up by 2. They win this 28-19.
Yeah, it was certainly an impressive game by Middle Creek. They fought through a lot of tough things that happened in the first half, like interceptions and penalties. But I think they showed that they were the better team at the end of the game with that last touchdown drive. And I really think that they've shown why they're undefeated.
Yeah, you got to give props to Green Hope, though, for hanging in with Middle Creek for so long. Because, I mean, they are one of the best teams in the state. And I mean, it was a phenomenal job by both teams, but Middle Creek just seemed to have a little more in them and took the game.
They've had an incredible, they're undefeated on the road and undefeated at home. They have one more game left next week against Apex, and that'll cap their regular season. And then the state playoffs will be after that. As Middle Creek moves on to 10-0, and Green Hope will drop to 6-4 after this game.
Yep, it's a great game. We'll see you next time on the Sports Block.
We're not in.